Welcome to I Love English TV.
Never Give Up is an interesting story by Danya. Hello and welcome. Welcome back to Speak English Now. My name is Danya. In this episode, I will tell you an amazing story. Not only to learn English, but also to inspire you. The story is called Never Give Up. It is about a young man named David. David had a big dream. He wanted to become a software developer and work in a big company. But David's life was not easy. He came from a poor family, and he had many challenges. In this story, you will see how David worked hard, learned new skills, and never gave up on his dream. Are you ready? Let's begin. David was a young man from a very poor family. His father worked in a small grocery shop. His mother cleaned houses to earn a little money. They had enough to buy food, but never enough for new clothes or books. David's friends often said, "We will all stay poor. This is our life." But David had a different dream. Since he was a child, he loved computers. At school, he spent hours in the computer lab while other kids played outside. He always said to himself, "One day, I will become a software developer in a big company." Life was not easy for David. Sometimes the electricity in his house was cut off because his parents couldn't pay the bill. He had to study by candlelight. He didn't even have his own computer. Sometimes he borrowed an old laptop from a neighbor. The laptop was very slow, but David didn't care. He used it to practice coding every night. His friends laughed at him. "Why are you wasting time? People like us will never work in big companies." But David smiled and answered, "Maybe not you, but I will try. I will never give up." After many months of hard study, David finally got an email. Dear David, we invite you to a job interview. His heart raced. His heart raced. He wore his only clean shirt and went to the office. 2 managers welcomed him. At first, they asked about programming. David felt confident. He explained his small apps, his projects, and his passion. The managers looked happy. Then one of them asked in English, "Can you tell us more about your experience in detail?" David froze. He understood only half of the question. He tried to answer, but his English was broken. He mixed words from his language and English. The manager repeated, "Please explain in English." David's face turned red. He whispered, "I'm sorry, my English is not good." The interview ended quickly. The manager said politely, "Thank you. We will contact you." But David knew he had failed. That night, he walked home with heavy steps. He thought, "I worked so hard on coding, but I forgot one thing: English." He sat on his bed, opened his notebook, and wrote, "To succeed, coding skills plus English skills." From that day, David made a new plan. In the morning, he studied programming. In the afternoon, he worked part-time to help his family. In the evening, he studied English. He watched videos with subtitles. He read articles and repeated new words. He spoke with friends online, even when he made mistakes. At first, it was very hard. He felt shy and sometimes embarrassed. But little by little, his English improved. Now he could introduce himself, talk about his projects, and answer simple questions in English. 1 year later, David received another email. "Dear David, we invite you to an interview. This time, he was ready. He prepared for 2 weeks. He practiced coding tests. He practiced interview questions in English with his friends. He repeated sentences again and again until he could say them naturally. On the day of the interview, he wore the same white shirt. But this time, he walked with confidence. The managers asked questions about programming. He answered clearly. Then came the question in English. Can you describe your best project? David took a deep breath. He smiled and said slowly, in clear English, "Yes, of course. My best project is a mobile app I created for students. It helps them organize their homework. I used Java and a database. It was difficult, but I learned a lot." The managers looked impressed. One of them said, "Good job, David." 1 week later, David's phone rang. "Hello, David? Congratulations! You are accepted. Welcome to our company." David couldn't believe it. He shouted with joy. He ran to tell his parents. They hugged him with tears in their eyes. David stood outside his small house, looked at the sky, and whispered, "This is only the beginning. Dreams do come true if you never give up." David's story teaches us a powerful lesson. Success is not only about talent, but also about persistence and resilience. He faced many obstacles, but he turned every failure into motivation. He discovered that real progress comes from discipline, continuous learning, and a positive mindset. Today, David is not only a software developer, but also an inspiration to many people. His journey shows us that every challenge can be an opportunity in disguise. So remember, keep dreaming, keep learning, and most of all, never give up.